Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. We are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. Did you miss me? And I really do mean that. I wasn't here last week, but we thank Horace and Hancock, or H.O. as y'all know him, for filling in. But it's another great Saturday morning. A lot of stuff to get into. A lot of good things to talk about. A lot of crazy things to talk about. Full of energy in this studio. We had technical issues, but it's better to be late than not be here at all. And, of course, I'm not doing this by myself. Got my man on the ones and twos, my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
And then I got my guy, my road dog is back in the building. My man D, what up, D?
What up, though? Yes, back up in here. You already know.
That's what's up, man. How you been, man?
Man, I've been good, man. You know, just had to go to the crib for a minute, take care of some business. Everything good now, though.
That's good, man. It's been a lot going on this weekend. This week, I should say, but especially with the latter part of the week. You know, we had the NBA Finals, which was big. We'll get into that. Mm-hmm. But just to have a different team in the finals, that was a good look for the NBA.
Like a breath of fresh air.
It was. Definitely was. Also, news coming out about the Houston Rockets. The guy said, F it. All of y'all. Yeah.
Everybody could go.
That sounds like your mama when your mama mad and
everybody get the
everybody get out. Everybody getting a whooping. Right. So that was big. We'll get into that. Also, OTA started for a lot of teams this week. So, you know, we're definitely excited about that. We want to talk about, because a big free agent, or a big, what's the word I'm looking for? Forget it. We know that in Cleveland, Odell Beckham was a big acquisition. And but he didn't show up in OTAs.
Freddie Kitchens act like he wasn't too.
Yeah, even though it's voluntary, but
voluntary.
Right, but he didn't like voluntary.
That. And
I feel, because you're coming to a new team.
It's a new team. Like you should probably.
Right.
I felt the same way. I think, who else didn't show up? Did Antonio Brown actually did show up, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, it was somebody else that didn't show up. It was somebody else that didn't show up. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, and then I remember Sam. Who was it for? A month ago, for the I forgot.
Le'Veon Bell didn't show up either.
Somebody else. No, somebody. Remember, we were laughing because you said he never shows up. Not Patrick Peterson. It was. He's a DB. I cannot think.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey. You know,
I know he didn't show up.
He definitely should have showed up after that year he had last year.
Right. But anyway, we're definitely getting into that. And Major League Baseball teams are starting to rise to the top. And as they always say, the cream rises to the top. You're seeing teams elevate themselves. So we'll talk about MLB. Of course, we got Dr. Fowler coming in with Ask a Doc. Some interesting injuries, especially with the finals. We want to know how will it play a major impact on the finals. It's going to be major because KD, Kawhi still looks like he's hurting. Boogie's back, DeMarcus Cousins. So got a lot to get into. Plus, Stop It, What's on Our Mind, Quick Hits. So make sure you stay tuned to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We're locally on the radio, 1100 WWWE AM. Also, you can listen to us and watch us on Facebook Live, on the 3 Point Conversions Facebook page, wherever y'all at, how y'all doing. Also, we're on iHeartRadio, Radio Now, TuneIn Radio, and it is time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sherm Beats for the sick beats. First, we got to give big shout out to the little kids, children that's in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. So how about the spelling bee ended in an 8-way tie? I don't know. And like I said, we want to give a shout out to the kids, but I don't understand how this is listed as a sport.
I definitely agree with that. When I saw it coming up on ESPN, I was like, yo, that's a sport.
I remember as a little kid watching this like,
yeah, and what channel were you watching it on? It was on ESPN.
That's what I'm saying. I never understood that.
I don't like an 8-way tie. I'm glad that everybody getting the 50K.
Right. But it was
tie?
It was an 8-way tie.
We're gonna have to
Right, hold on. It was an 8-way tie, and after the winners correctly spelled a word in the 20th and final round, like D said, it was the largest tie in history. Each winner will receive the full. That's dope, though.
Yeah, but we're going to have to take this to the 30th round.
There's been some criticism, like the South Asian spelling bee, like they were watching, and they're like, they're not using hard enough words. And the words were too easy, but with the spelling bee, all these kids, they get coaches, they get words that they should study, they look at people who have data on words that they used in previous spelling bees. Like, it's a big thing.
That's Southeast Asia worry about their spelling bee.
Right.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah, up here. But anyway, moving on. The Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals have been selected to play in London next season in a 2-game series at West Ham's Olympic Stadium. The New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox will be the first teams to play MLB games in Europe this season on June 29th and 30th. Do you buy this concept? Do you like the concept?
I don't like the concept. I don't even like the concept of football playing overseas. It messes up everything.
Right.
Just traveling and it's too much.
They should do preseason games there.
Yeah, you do a couple preseason,
but not because you're taking a home game away from me. That's
too much.
That's not right.
It's similar to when the Mariners played somebody this season. They started in Japan.
Yeah.
So
it's this kind of thing there where they're playing in Japan. Should they not do that?
No, I don't think you should play a season that's taking away home games. I don't like that traveling situation. It's during the season that messes up. So I don't agree with that either. I understand they're trying to build a brand, but just show them on TV. Let it be on TV.
Right.
That's it. Moving on.
Because with that being said, we have to wake up at a certain time.
Right.
To watch, so
exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. 3 former UCLA football players are suing the school for alleged negligence in the handling of injuries while they played for the Bruins under Coach Jim Mora. All 3 lawsuits are seeking damages of more than $15 million, and John Lopez Poesi Moala believe their head injuries were mishandled, which may have led to a suicide attempt by Lopez. Zach Bateman's lawsuit says the UCLA was negligent in handling severe injuries to both of his feet. So basically, they're just suing
head injuries off top now. Just injuries in general, right? Because the kids are dying in football practices, and if you're not taking care of my kid, when I send my kid to your college and you're the coach, you're like his second or third parent, depending on the situation,
right?
And I'm then trusting you with my kid. Now my kid comes here and he tell you he's hurt or whatever, and you're not taking care of him. Yeah, let's get this bag about you.
Yep. Moving on. The new Packers head coach Matt LaFleur suffered a torn Achilles tendon while playing a game of knockout on the basketball court at the Packers facility. He is expected to be riding around practice in a cart for several weeks. I remember when Miami legendary coach, I can't think of his name right now, but he remember he tore his Achilles.
Don Shula?
Don Shula, yeah. And remember, he was riding around in that cart. You know, he was acting a little extra feisty too. Because usually Don Shula, like, cool, he'd get on the refs, but he was riding around, getting on the players and all that.
Riding around.
And then last but not least, what is knockout?
I mean, I've pulled up what it was. It's like, my thing was, after I read what it was, is how did he get hurt playing knockout?
I mean, it basically old. Like everyone lines up, and the first two people in the line have a ball. The first person shoots, and if they make it, they pass it to the next person in line. If they miss it, and the person behind them makes their shot before they do that, then that first person's out.
So again,
it's a shooting game.
Right. So how did he hurt himself? Tear his ACL
when trying to get the rebound and make the shot before the other person.
Yeah, he shouldn't
something like that.
He shouldn't do that no more. Apparently, he didn't stretch. He's not athletic at all, or whatever.
And going back, still not worse than Joe Paul at Penn State. I don't think he tore something, broke his leg. He tore something because he was trying to kick an onside kick at the age of 80. Like, that should get a stop it. Like, I think it did get a stop it back when it happened. Well, I wasn't doing the show then. But it should get a stop it.
He shouldn't have been trying to do no onside kick.
That's my point. That's why he get the stop. Like, why are you doing an onside kick at 86 years old, bro?
You shouldn't be doing no kick.
Some thick glasses. But, hey, he's a legend, though. That's my guy.
Peace. Rest in
All
peace.
right. Moving on. NFLPA Executive Director is it DeMaurice?
Mm-hmm.
DeMaurice? Okay. DeMaurice Smith has sent an email to all NFL agents warning players to be prepared for a work stoppage of at least a year. The collective bargaining agreement ends after the 2020 season. When you see this Joker's face, you know it's about to go down.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel some type of way about him anyway, because just the way the collective bargaining agreement has been,
right?
You know, regardless.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even agree to the franchise tag being able to be put on a player so many years in a row? You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, maybe it do need to stop it so they can understand how important the players are actually to the game.
Right. And swing coach Hank Haney, this is Tiger Woods. This is his
instructor,
coach, whatever, has been suspended from the Sirius XM PGA Tour radio channel after saying on his show that a Korean would probably win the U.S. Women's Open and that he could name 6 players on the LPGA Tour. He then said he would go with Lee as a winner, and that's if he didn't have to mention a first name. I get a bunch of them right.
Yeah, he was saying, like, if he say Lee, it's going to be a Lee, whether it's this Lee, that Lee. I think he should have been fired.
Well, you know how this goes, man. He put out an apology, and then they're going to suspend him, but they didn't say how long.
Right, at all. And I did research to try to see, I looked at 5 different articles to see whether or not it said how long. Nowhere it said how long.
That a Korean would probably win the U.S.
I would have fired him.
Yeah, that's.
And had he talked about another nationality, he probably would have got fired.
Yeah, that's horrible. And last but not least, I just want you all to hear this excerpt of Tech McKinley, defensive end for the Atlanta Falcons. This was yesterday, I believe, at the OTAs.
How are things going for you here in the middle of the OTAs and so forth, and how you feel about that?
It's going good.
What are some of the things that you're trying to focus on here in the off-season program?
Just trying to get good, be good.
Then while you're trying to be good, Coach said last week you looked at you had some linebacker there. We saw you working on some takeoff today. How are those things coming, and how new and different are they for you?
It's going pretty good.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So, I mean, a couple of years, into the NFL now, showing back up for off-season work. How does it feel different now versus the past few?
Pretty good.
There were a lot of Falcons fans who were following the news this summer with what happened in California, or who are concerned that are your fans. What should they know about what you were going through? What's the message to them?
I'm good.
what was the like? I don't know if you heard the support from folks. I just saw a lot, on social media. What was that like for you hearing your supporters reaching out?
It was good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's.
They understood quickly to stop asking him questions.
Yeah. What?
That's their fault, though. I feel like it's the reporter's fault because the way they were asking,
questions,
you're going to get that's a legit answer.
And that was what I was going to say.
Yeah. You're asking a yes or no question. You're not asking was it an open-ended question?
Yeah.
If they had to ask him a question where he had to go into the answer,
it was
and that may be why he did it.
I felt like he decided in that moment. Yeah, I'm just going to go with keep
Yeah,
going with
because it made sense. You couldn't get mad at him
because he said good.
It made everything they asked him. It made sense.
Yeah.
So, all right, that wraps up quick hits. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with the hot topic: NBA Finals.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. The Atlanta Braves lost their third game in a row to the Detroit Tigers 8-2. Mike Fultonevich gave up 5 runs in 5 innings, including 3 home runs. The Atlanta Falcons are finishing up OTAs, and reports from Flowery Branch are saying that Devontae Freeman is back to his old self. The Atlanta Dream dropped their first loss of the season last night to the shorthanded Seattle Storm 82-66 and fall to 1-1. They travel to Washington to play the Mystics today. The Atlanta United are looking to keep the ball rolling tonight against the Chicago Fire. And make sure to follow the 3-Point Conversion for all of your major sports news and updates. It's where fans' opinions matter.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
3-Point Conversion, Kevin Herter with the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Here at my man D Intellectual.
Yes.
And Mr. Controversy. And this next segment, the hot topic, is brought to you by Syndicate's Barbershop, located on Chapel Hill, 3000 Chapel Hill, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Make sure you check them out. Great shop. Like I always say, everyone can cut. Has that barbershop feel, the old school, new school. Just good people in there. All about the community, unity, sports, everything you want in a barbershop. I want to give a shout out to, of course, Dwayne Chambers. He's the barber all the way down to the left, the last barber on the left when you walk in. You can follow him on Instagram at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. Also, big shout out to my man B, Brian, better known as B, tallest guy in there. When you walk in, tallest barber in barbershop, so you know who he is. Dropping some jewels today. Y'all got to get there early, man. This man be dropping some. It's simple, but some jewels. Just some stuff you can take with you. What up, B? All right, so NBA Finals caused a lot of buzz.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people got corrected because, we have a lot, and that's the beauty about sports. You have a lot of, I guess, if you call credible experts. You have social media experts.
Experts, too.
Want to be experts or whatever.
That's exactly what they are.
And a lot of people, they going to win. They this and they this and they that. They were wrong. The only reason why I say that because it's like, y'all, I understand, and it's all right to be wrong because I've been wrong before, but Toronto didn't get a chance in this.
Yeah, people was talking they was going to get swept. I knew, like, that was not going to happen, like, at all. You know what I mean? But, I mean, first off, game one was the perfect weather, the perfect storm for Golden State to lose. They were off 9 days, and they're going to the first final appearances for the franchise.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, if you could bet, game one would have been the one to bet on out of any game in the series. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they going to visit them after a 9-day layoff, and they're going into Toronto, which is the biggest city in North America. Mm-hmm. They're crazy about the Raptors.
Mm-hmm. So
perfect setup for them.
But let's get into it, man, because it's you're right. And the thing is, I want to know, what did you learn from game one? What did we learn? You can call in at 404-603-8770 to give your 3 cents on this matter. What did you learn about game one, or in game one, about this matchup?
That Dre didn't respect Pascal Siakam. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Like I don't think he went into the game thinking that he was gonna do what he did. Now, granted, I don't see Pascal shooting 14 of 17 for 7 games or whatever.
Right.
But I don't think he came in thinking that he was gonna have to defend him that way, or he was gonna have to do this. I think he came in like, yeah, he's gonna get a couple buckets, and underestimated him, and he saw what happened to him,
G, you have anything that stood out to you?
Well, that with Pascal Siakam, I don't expect him to shoot that way for the rest of the series. And if the Raptors are going to win, the way that the game played out, I know Kawhi made a couple of plays, but Pascal Siakam will have to win the series for them, and I don't see that happening.
But that's not going. But see. And I guess you all looking at it different. Not you, but I'm saying everybody's looking at it differently.
Oh, well, one more thing that I did see, that I felt that the way that Golden State played, they were trying to feel out Toronto because you only played them twice, and last time you played them was in January, maybe, and you weren't at full strength either
Kawhi
time.
Wasn't even in one of the games,
so they were trying to feel them out. And I think by the time they figured some things out, it was too late in this game, and so I think those adjustments will be made for game 2.
Another thing that I did see is that Golden State hasn't played against a good defense.
And okay, so that's the thing that we're not talking about.
They got the best defense in the playoffs.
This is the best team as a whole. I'm just saying everything,
depth and everything
that they've played in this playoff run. People say, what about the 2015 or 16 Cleveland? Yes, but defensively, they weren't that good.
Right.
This team can guard you individually with a KD. Mm-hmm. They can guard you. Now, I'm not saying they're going to stop you and you're not, but they can guard you one-on-one individually.
There wasn't a lot of blowing past.
And come out, right. It's not going to be. And the fact that they can play collectively, is great. But here's my take on it. Mm-hmm. Like I said, people talk about G just mentioned, they were filling them out, and Siakam's not going to score that much. That's a plus on Toronto because Kawhi, we're not going to see Kawhi go 5 for 19 or whatever he went for. That's not going to happen. But the fact, I said it before the game. I did an article and I said they will mess up if they decide to double Kawhi early because now, and I said this before the game, because now you're getting the role players in a rhythm. Mm-hmm. That's the last thing you want. Kawhi can't score 70 points in a game by himself. He's not doing that.
Right. But so another thing, like everyone is saying, the Pascal, Siakam, like this is a one-off. Yo, he's been playing the entire playoffs.
He's been playing well.
Balling. That's what I'm saying. Like he had 2 games where he wasn't in double figures. And I think they were against Milwaukee, and they were blowouts. They were like, he only played like 20 minutes or something, 23 minutes, 24 minutes. Mm-hmm. So the kid can ball.
Right.
Like it's not for nothing. Like he's going to the level where he can be Kawhi's second man. If you know what I mean, he could be the second dude without him even having to think about is someone else going to step up? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen?
Right.
Like he's stepping up where he can be the second fiddle. You know what I mean?
So let's go back to Golden State. Now, G mentioned that they're trying to. I think both teams were trying to fill each other out, seeing what's going to happen. But watching it, I noticed also that Toronto said, "Okay, we're going to get this ball rolling. We're going to be the first to make an adjustment." When they trapped Curry in the second quarter, which blew up the lead to 10-plus points, I thought that was the biggest difference because Golden State, they weren't looking for that. They weren't ready for that. And to me, it exposed Golden State in this manner. I know that Steph can get to the hole, Steph can do what he wants, but because you have good defenders now, it showed that Golden State, they're lacking someone who can penetrate and get to the basket the most, on their own. KD was that one person that could get their own shot.
Throw the ball in the post, KD going to get you 2 points.
Or drive or whatever.
Well, yeah, they're going to eventually need KD in this series. He's projected to be back for Game 3. I think it should stop the narrative. I know I didn't fall for the Warriors are better without KD. No, they just played different without him, and it worked. But against this team that can switch, I don't think they're as they don't give them as much trouble as maybe Houston would defensively. But I think that they're eventually going to need someone else who can get their own shot.
Definitely.
The Warriors will need someone who can get their own shot.
Wait, you say you don't think they're what now about Houston?
I think that Toronto, they're good defensively, but they weren't like as much of an issue. I think Houston gave Golden State more problems with their defense because they can switch everything.
Oh, no.
I don't know about that.
Because with Toronto's hands and the way that they swap the ball around, swat at the ball, Golden State had a lot of turnovers the other day, and they weren't like silly turnovers, right? They weren't like a lot of silly turnovers. They were like
unforced,
forced, right?
They were forced.
They were forced turnovers.
But look at this though. The thing is though, you say that, G, but the only person that could play defense, let's be real, Capella could block shots, but the only other person that you say, okay, this guy can play defense on Houston is C.J. Tucker. Like, Chris Paul is a heady defensive player, but he's not nobody that he's going to, I could guard him one-on-one. No, Chris Paul might sneak around and, try to rip you when you go past, but Toronto has guys that can stay with you and the whole way and alone. Them jokers alone.
And also what's happening is Iggy went 0 for 4 on three-pointers. Sean Livingston wasn't hitting anything. McKinney hit a couple threes. Other than Curry and Clay, nobody really did too much of nothing.
And to me, Clay he scored 20, but
it wasn't
impactful.
And Dre had a triple-double, and that was one of the – he just
like 10, 10, and 10.
Yeah, he padded his stats. Not saying that's what he was trying to do, but he just got another triple double in the postseason. You know what I mean? That was like the least most effective triple double ever, right?
So what adjustments do Golden State, or what adjustments both teams need to make? So with Golden State, let's start with Golden State. I'll let G go. G, what does Golden State need to do now?
I think they have to pick. They can't. He's talking about doubling Kawhi right off the bat. I think that you got to mix it up defensively, especially with him, to disrupt the rhythm of everyone else. Because Pascal Siakam did get going early, and he got
fed
confident.
It to him actually.
Yeah, so you have to mix it up defensively so that there is no rhythm, and that's kind of what Toronto did to Golden State. They mixed it up to where there really was no rhythm except with Curry.
Right.
For me, other than pray that KD comes back soon, they gonna need to slow down the supporting cast. So this is one of my biggest things. I've said throughout the playoffs. If Toronto supporting cast shows up, then they're probably top 2-3 teams in the league. But you remember earlier in the Milwaukee series when nobody off the bench was doing, it was like Marc Gasol was doing nothing.
Right.
They couldn't do anything. That's why Kawhi had to go for 38.
Right.
He had no choice. So if they can slow down the supporting cast, then they have a shot. As far as what Toronto needs to do, nothing. Allow their supporting cast to keep showing up. If they hit, Marc Gasol needs to do what he did.
Right. I'll say that Toronto can't open up the gate shooting threes like that. They can't fall, and hopefully they figured it out and they won't fall in love with shooting the threes because you're playing
They game
fire, playing with fire. Golden State, I like what you all said. They need to switch it up. As far as they got to switch it up on defense when they're give them different looks, which I believe that will happen now. They've got some looks. They have some footage, but but I'll say this: what they need to do is I will focus more on the offensive side, posting up when you got Lowry or somebody. If it's Clay got Lowry, they need to post up more. Take advantage. I was upset with or disappointed in Livingston because he didn't post up. Use your side, man. You got these little guards. Maybe he should get more minutes and he can get his shot.
Yeah, you always expect when he's in the game.
That's what
they're trying to do. You're going to post him up against the smaller guards.
Two quick things. One is Toronto don't get overconfident or cocky. It's only one game. Play ball. Two, Golden State played 11 players the other day. 11 players. In the playoffs, your rotation is down to usually shorten 8.
He was trying to find a look. He couldn't find it. So, all right, we'll see what happens, man. Real quick, just one word. You got him winning? Yes, no? Who's winning? Toronto, Golden State?
I think Toronto actually is going to pull it out. I think it would be cool. Like, it would be interesting.
I think the Warriors win game 2.
I got Toronto winning game 2. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back to talk about that team we just mentioned, the Houston Rockets. What's going on in Houston? Nothing. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Now, we talked about Houston. We mentioned Houston a lot in that last segment. And now, I'm not even going to say it appears. My man just came out and said, look, everybody getting a whooping. I don't care who did it. Everybody getting a whooping.
Right, everybody.
You know how then
then y'all going to sleep.
Then you know how your mom will even look at your father. You too, yeah. But just how it is, and it's like, and I was coach. So with him saying that everyone is in trouble, everyone is liable to get traded. They're open for trades. First, do you believe that? Do you think that it was just smoke? That he was upset? He was in his feelings?
I mean, I think that possibly a little bit of that, but then you also have to realize, like, where did James Harden go in those last 2 games?
Don't know.
Like, I need that MVP All-Star 45 points James Harden. He didn't show up, right? So maybe he should be on the block. Maybe he should be traded for who? I don't know. You know what I mean? Who you gonna trade him for? I heard a crazy crazy rumor out there for LeBron. Like what? Like that don't even. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't trade Harden. Like you be dumb to trade Harden at this point, unless it's a blockbuster trade. But why would you trade a top 5 player? You have to trade him for a LeBron, or only 2 other people you can trade. 3 people you can trade him for right now: KD, LeBron, or Giannis. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's not going to happen because they're not trading.
Yeah.
You know, that's not happening. So
I feel like you add something, right?
So, but I think when he says that, that's just making a statement like,
get out here and do something.
I'm unhappy with the organization. Yeah. Now, 2 players to me that stands out is Clint Capella and CP3. With Clint Capella, you probably get the most value for him.
Well, because his contract isn't ridiculous, and he's a young, but it's still a negative for him because he's the traditional center, right?
Well,
he's not.
I don't think he's traditional.
No,
I think he's
a rim runner.
Yeah, he's a modern day center,
right?
Where he's a rim runner. He's not going to post you up. He's not going to score, but he can block shots, rebound, and get alley-oops.
And catch dunks.
Yeah.
And he's making what, 18?
20 at least.
Yeah, and that's but still he's valuable, and
he's probably the most valuable asset
because not the most valuable. I say that, yeah, because
if you take James Harden out of the picture,
right? But
he's the most valuable asset.
Yeah. But you want as another team, it's a lot of teams that can.
But if you get rid of him,
that.
then who you gonna get? Who you gonna put at the center?
It depends.
And that's part of the issue. That's why I'm saying add, because they need a wing.
Yeah,
and a scoring wing.
Yeah, and that's why he was saying, and I think he did say we're listening to everybody is open for trade. So it's not necessarily saying we're trading anybody or everybody. Or
maybe he should have just paid Ariza. Or maybe he should have talked to Ariza and not make James Harden be the untouchable star where he can do whatever he wants to. Because that's something that Ariza talked about when he left.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's right. so with CP3, we all know about his money. Is there any way a team takes him?
Nowhere. I don't think nobody would touch him. Only way they're going to touch him if you take a bad contract back.
Yeah, not a contender won't take him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's older. His all of his stats are coming down. He still has okay defense, but it's more so basketball IQ defense as opposed to just athletic defense, right?
Right.
And then in 2 years, the last year's contract, he's making $44 million?
Yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. And to me, I guess I don't blame them for going to get CP3. I don't like the contract, but you got to get somebody else.
But most of the contracts do that now, right? Like
right.
When you look at most people, right?
Yeah.
In that last year, like even Conley, right? He's 31, but he's still balling, right? But even the last year, his contract is like $40 million.
Right.
Like that's how they go now. So unfortunately,
that's
just
a different situation for Memphis because they already traded Gasol.
Right.
Like that era, the grit and grind era is over. He's the last piece of that.
Definitely.
And they're going to go get Ja Morant.
Yeah,
and so they're moving on from
and he's younger. It's what happened was CP3 got that last contract.
Yeah. Well, he's the president of the Players Association, so he was going to get that contract.
You better believe it.
So you don't see any team like maybe. So this is what I was thinking. What if the Clippers? What if the Clippers say, you know what? Because they got tons of money.
Dude, I don't want you. You forced your way out of here the last time.
Yeah, I mean he's not coming back to that.
And why would they want him back?
And the
it's the same coach and the same owner, dude. We don't want you. You forced your way out of here.
The teams that do have salary cap room,
young teams, the Bulls,
the Bulls, the Knicks, the Nets.
But it's only for one more. And what I'm saying is, if some way you can lure Kawhi into coming, you say Kawhi, you come in, you can't get that next superstar. You have Lou Williams. You have
Chris Paul just left them. Why would he go back?
And not just that. I don't think that they would need Chris Paul if they got Kawhi. Dude, they went to the playoffs with nobody.
They got Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander.
He
they
looks
got
good.
Landry Shamet.
But
why are you going to go and get Chris Paul,
who's 107?
But the reason why I say that is because that money's messing him up. But you still need Chris Paul.
That's not messing Chris Paul up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about anybody else, right? But I'm saying with Chris Paul, he's that to me. I think in the right system, which is most systems. Houston, because he's not playing to his ability to his strengths.
James Harden is the point guard.
So, but you have a veteran point guard that has one of the highest IQs of NBA history, that doesn't need right now to score 20-something points. It probably still can score 18, 17, but he'll get you 12, 13 assists. He's going to make sure the offense is running the correct way. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's not just his age either, right? Like, he tends to get into it with people. Him and James Harden is at odds. That's another reason he's on the block.
I don't think I think that's more basketball. Like and I can feel that because Chris Paul, like, look, the way you playing, Chris Paul gonna come at you. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I thought that was blowing up.
No, I think he rubbed people the wrong way. Also,
he does.
Yeah, I think it's more that, like, some people say he's like, as far as how he is on his teammates, he's like Kobe.
Yeah,
except with like no championships.
So you can't
pretty much
hasn't been out of the Western Conference. Right. He has even. They got to the Western Conference Finals last year.
That was the first time.
Oh, then he got hurt again. So yeah, we could put him in that boat with Carmelo and Carmelo.
So let me ask you this quickly.
That's your boy too. I know. That's why I'm letting you
know.
No.
I'm feeling you. Is it any way that somebody can get to Harden to change his game?
Nah.
A new coach?
Right, because this is D'Antonio's system.
It's not Harden's fault.
It's D'Antoni.
That was what was working. But it doesn't win in the playoffs because teams eventually figure it out.
And McGrady said that the other day. Tracy McGrady said that the other day. He said they was asking him something about D'Antoni. He's like, he can't win this way. It's like you said, it's not Harden. This is D'Antoni's system.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And that's what's probably going to happen because we know his contract situation also.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be interesting to watch and see what happens. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump into some NFL football. We're going to talk about the biggest impact of all the new acquisitions. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burles from the NFL Network and CBS. When the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. NFL season is approaching because we're in the OTAs. And getting interesting, man. We heard Tech McKinley talk earlier. This has been one of the most exciting off seasons in the NFL. Like, it's always all exciting.
To quote Tech McKinley, it's one of the most good off
good,
seasons.
Right. Yeah, and it's been fascinating. A lot of players, big moves, some subtle moves. So I want to know, what player do you feel will have the biggest impact on his team next season?
Well, one for me, I don't want to say the biggest impact, but I think he's going to have a big impact. It's Kareem Hunt. You got to think about it. Before this season, he was on pace. I think wasn't he the rookie of the year that year?
I think offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year. He was on pace to put up ridiculous numbers. He kind of slowed down. We know what happened last year. And this year he's missing, I believe it's 6 games. So then he comes back and he has 10 games. We know Chubb going to put up numbers. But having a two-head monster like that, and then he's going to have fresh legs as the season goes on, dude, that's big. And the offense is already supposed to be ridiculous because of Landry and OBJ. Hey.
So I'm going to ask you, who you think will have the biggest? Since you said it's not the big. But I like the answer. But who's the biggest?
I'm going to go with Antonio Brown. Yeah. I think he's going to make the offense a lot better because he separates. So that's one of the biggest things that he does. The separation that he gets from DBs and the way he gets open. If Derek Carr can't get him the ball, then he need to know he gone.
Yeah.
No, he need to know he gone.
Yeah,
that's
something wrong with Derek Carr.
Because the separation that he gets, he how many games you seen Antonio Brown? You like, dude, how did you get that wide open?
And then, like I said, it's going to open up. Like you said, it will open up everything. Running game, tight ends.
Which then that helps the defense. Yeah. It keeps the defense
intermediate
off the
routes.
field.
Yeah, everything. G, do you feel there's someone that you believe is going to make the biggest impact? The new acquisitions?
I think it's going to be Odell Beckham Jr. I think that with a young quarterback, if you give him multiple weapons, then he'll find who that go-to guy is. Jarvis Landry is a nice piece to have on the other side. Njoku is a good piece to have. They traded Coleman, right? Or they let him go or something like that. But I know that the Browns have a lot of weapons on offense. But I think that the attention that Beckham will get is going to open things up for everyone else. Like, the one thing that I like Jarvis Landry as a receiver, I just hated to see when he was in Miami have those 14 catches for 60 yards kind of games.
When he had them 140 receptions and
and he
that.
won't even crack 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's going to open things up more for him to where he's not – if the focus is on someone else, that will open things up for the other receivers.
So my biggest impact, and most people look at this like, what? But I think it's going to be Randall Cobb with Dallas. I think finally having that second guy, if he stays healthy, that you can trust, I think now it opens up the offense because, okay, we know you got Amari Cooper right here. Old Jason Witten is back, so the venerable one, the smart one. But now with this guy in the slot, it's just not about running up the seam with him. We've seen him being used, and we know that Jason Garrett can, if they take him out of punishment, that he can come up with some schemes.
See how I'm looking at
right.
you.
So, but you can use him in a lot of different ways.
You can.
Which now it helps your team. And if it's one team that needed a player like this, it was Dallas.
Right.
we saw how well the team responded with Amari Cooper coming to the squad.
Mm-hmm.
But now you bring in Randall Cobb and you play that Where's Waldo. Now this opens up Zeke. And not only that, because Zeke is running, it's going to free. Now you got Randall Cobb one-on-one, especially if they play him in the slot. They have to play him in the slot.
Depending if he don't get suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Zeke, I
dude doesn't get it.
Yeah. well, also the NFL still thinks this is what the fans want. That like if the real police don't do it, they want the NFL to do something.
The NFL, the real police, not the NFL.
Well, yeah, right. The rules show, the collective bargaining agreement shows, yes, they are the real police.
That's why I'm mad at DeMar.
And the only crime you can commit is making us look bad.
Right.
That's it. But I mean, not, like you said, that is a good pickup. I don't know. Zeke is still in my head.
Yeah. Do you think that? So defensively, C.J. Mosley, we saw him. Olivier Vernon. Well, C.J. Mosley, he's going to the Jets. Olivier Vernon, he's going to Cleveland. Ford is going to San Fran. Like,
I think
even with Thomas going to Baltimore.
I think the Vernon is huge because their line was already stacked, right?
Yeah.
Like their line was already crazy, right?
So now you can't double Myles Garrett.
Not double.
Then they got Sheldon Richardson.
That's what I'm saying. You can't double nobody. Like
and
that line is ridiculous.
They're doing what the basically the Rams did. They're spending money or making moves on defense because right now you don't have to pay your quarterback.
Yep.
No.
For another 3 years.
That's why you do it now. That's why you do it now.
So they're going all in to make a run.
And you front load the money, making signing bonuses and stuff. So by the time you got to pay your quarterback, you only paying these guys $4 million a year.
So I have to ask, do we see Cleveland? Do you see them making the playoffs? I know we'll revisit this before the season, but do you see them making the playoffs?
I can see them making the playoffs, but I think Pittsburgh going to win the division. I really think Ben has something to prove.
What, that he can throw interceptions without Antonio Brown? I'm just kidding.
No, I'm saying
yes.
Like he met up with his team early. He trying to get, you know what I mean?
Right.
Not to say, I'm not saying that he going to, actually I think he going to have a good season. But I want to talk about somebody else that I think was a good move. Deshaun Jackson going back to Philly. Dude still gets behind the defense.
While he still has the speed
and they needed that.
They needed that.
Their issue is, can they when Carson Wentz was almost the MVP, they could run the ball. So there was that play action. There were the RPOs. That is what made Carson Wentz look good.
Mm-hmm.
When they couldn't run the ball,
it was horrible.
You saw what happened.
Right.
They got Jordan Howard.
Well, can they run the ball with him? That's going to be I think he's going to be more of a key than Deshaun Jackson because he still can do what he does, but it's going to be on Jordan Howard to be effective.
And I know you said something about C.J. Mosley. He went to the Jets, dog. They are a mess.
Like it doesn't matter.
Right. I don't know, man.
Dude.
Like the coach almost
coach got the GM fired.
But he also wanted to trade Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Like
I mean,
he
says he didn't, but I think he wanted to.
And they not just wanted to, there were still speculations that he'd probably be traded before the season starts.
Who, Le'Veon Bell?
Yeah. That's why I didn't even say he would be the biggest impact because I don't even know where he's going to be playing.
I can't, because Gase, he likes that running back that can catch out the backfield.
This is nuts.
Man. Wow.
Dude, there's a lot going on over there, yo.
All right, we're going to take it is. We're going to take a quick break. You don't want to miss the Stop It segment. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
What's happening? It's your man Big T doing big things. Y'all know what it is. ATL Hawks official DJ and Rap City forever. You're checking out the 3-Point Conversion Radio. You dig?
1100. The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3 Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Definitely want to take this time to thank everyone who is listening live, who is who's always been supporting us, who supports us. We appreciate you, not just the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3 Point Conversion period. We appreciate you. Ask you to keep continuing supporting us, and we won't let you down. And also, I want to give a big shout out to someone that is, when you talk about a ladies' man, I don't know what he does. I don't know how he does it. Not saying I'm not talking about looks or nothing like that. It's just this man is just always a ladies' man, a good dude, but he a ladies' man. Don't bring your women to the barbershop, because if you do, it's a wrap.
I thought you was going to say help up here.
Nah, it's a wrap. But no, this is my man always supporting us. My man James. What up, James? I bet you already knew what we was talking about. When we said, I guarantee you start licking his pinky and start licking his eyebrows. He already What up, James? Well, appreciate you, man, for supporting us, bro. Definitely appreciate you, man. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you. What do you have, sir?
Yo, I actually got two this time. First one I want to do is the crazy team we was just talking about, Houston. So D'Antoni makes like $5 million a year, and that's what he wants his next contract to be. So the hang-up was Houston was offering him a contract that pays $5 million if he makes the playoffs and finish the season. Otherwise, it's $2.5 million. So with that being said, he don't have control over trades or anything like that. Like, all he wants is $5 million, and they're telling him we'll give you 2.5, but if you make the playoffs and finish the season as the coach, then you can get the whole $5 million.
What kind of a deal is that?
Stop it. And it's the same coach that's had you in the best team. You know, like, there's no respect, dog.
Nah, I don't do that. I don't trust that
right,
at all.
Because they're going to do fire.
Right, yeah.
Trade, and you just said you're going to trade the team.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
All right, so my second one goes to the NFL. They've gotten many stoppers over the last few years, so this is nothing new for them. But I don't know if you guys remember Chad Kelly. I think it was last year or a couple years ago. He was leaving Von Miller's Halloween party, and he was wasted, right? So he goes into someone's home, stranger's home, sits on their couch and starts speaking incoherently. So that's home invasion, right? He got arrested. It's the same kid that in Clemson, he had a lot of things going on. So he recently got suspended, and he was suspended for 2 games.
Stop it.
Now, the reason it's a stop it is because we can talk about Ezekiel Elliott, which I know he's done a lot of crazy things, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got 6 games, but he wasn't found guilty of anything or anything like that. This kid was found guilty because he pleaded out. We've seen a lot of different suspensions where they were way worse, right? Chad Kelly gets 2 games for home invasion.
Wow. Stop it. You think they're doing it just because he's a backup, he doesn't play? Was it like,
Man, dude, give you 6
that's
games.
crazy,
still.
man.
And he signed a contract. Oh, hold on. He signed with somebody, though. He got to still make the team with the coach, but he signed with him.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Crazy. My stop it goes to Houston Astros shortstop Carlos Correa. He, did I say it right? Is it Correa? Okay. He will miss 4 to 6 weeks due to fractured ribs. He came on and said he sustained, because it came out of nowhere. He said he sustained the injury at home while getting a massage.
Stop it.
I'm going to say that again. He has fractured ribs, cracked ribs. And he said he sustained the injury at home getting a massage. He didn't fall. He was getting a massage.
Stop it.
That sounds like Chad Kelly talking incoherently, you know?
Right.
What kind of mess is that?
Dude, what kind of massage was you getting?
For who was massaging you? So, anyway, G, you have us stop it?
Yeah, guys who heard about this, follow college football, heard about this story the other day. Brew McCoy, 5-star wide receiver from California. He initially committed to USC. And then a couple months later, he enrolled early at USC. Then a couple months later, you know what? I'm gonna transfer to Texas. So that was back in January, I believe. So about 4 months later, he's going to enter the transfer portal again and transfer most likely back to USC.
He definitely need to stop it.
Stop it,
dude. This is the most if I was USC, I would hesitate to bring him back.
What if he want to go back?
Like, he hasn't played a game yet
at all,
and he's been in the transfer portal twice.
And he wants to go back because he's homesick.
Wait, it's UCLA and what else?
USC and Texas.
Wow.
Like
he's from California.
Yeah, Texas flew out to California to try to convince him, and the next day he was like, "Yeah, no, dog, I'm going on home."
Yeah,
stop it,
crazy. All right,
like, dude, that's going. Like, let's say he gets to the league, right? Like, people gonna be like, "Dude, I don't know about you. You kind of indecisive.
You can't transfer between NFL teams." Unless you're a free agent.
He gonna be trying to transfer.
Can you trade me, please? No, we can cut you though.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
You'll be in the NFL. Back. Can I transfer back to school?
Right. Y'all just send me back to school. This is too much. I'm overwhelmed.
We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter. Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
We're back. I don't know why I'm talking because this is not my segment. But anyway, this next segment, of course, you all know who handles this segment. We're bringing it back. Who hadn't done it in a while. Is this really happening? This is where we talk about the crazy things that happen in sports this week. Brought to you by G. Take it away, G.
All right, so I found a couple of interesting stories to discuss here. And one of them, the first one here comes from the college football world. So we've talked about before about how college football teams, like at their games, they're starting to sell alcohol. They're allowing alcohol sales. So Georgia is doing this. University of Georgia is doing this. The SEC allowed for alcohol sales during their games. But the thing is, with Georgia, if you want to drink alcohol during the games, you have to be of a specific status. You have to be part of it's called the McGill Society. These are donors that have donated at least $25,000 to the program.
Wow.
So it's a matter of how much is drinking alcohol at a college football game worth to you.
Wow.
Is this really happening?
Oh, yes, it is.
$25,000 to get drunk. I'm good. Matter of fact, I might not even come. That's disrespectful to your fans, man.
Yeah.
And what's interesting also with this is that they want to you have to be a donor that has donated this much, and they're in a special area, but in that special area you can't see the game, like you can't see the field.
What? So
that's a stop it.
Yeah. So you pay $25,000 to drink. The stipulations are you can't
see the game,
watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you're not drinking while watching the game then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's that rich people stuff that they just want to be seen just to say they've done that. Oh yeah, I can drink. I'm good. I can drink. Just to say that. That's dumb.
Sit over here. I'm drinking, so you know what that means? Got that bag. Donate at least $25,000.
So will you see rappers there?
No.
Something that's called the McGill Society, and you don't know who McGill is?
Right. No. Society.
Society
part.
Society
part.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm good on that, man. I'm good on that, yo.
They look down their nose at rappers.
What school is this again? This is
Georgia. Up in Athens. Up the road.
Oh, boys.
I heard about that. I know a few people went to a few games.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you got $25,000 and you just really, really want to drink wine and beer at the Georgia game that you have to watch on TV, you can't see the field.
You might as well sit at home.
So you're not drinking at the game.
And then don't forget they going to pay for the beer. It's gonna be $8, $9 a cup.
No. If you donated $25,000,
you better
you
give
got
me
$8.
this
You got $8 or $9.
I was gonna say they don't care about that. That's nothing. That's nothing. I just wonder if they ever let us come. If they let the 3-point conversion cover the games. I wonder if they'll let us go and ask them questions about that.
No, they'll be like, "Hey, are there any players or coaches you want to review? We would like to go to the McGill Society.
Let's see what it looked like up in there.
And we want to wait until about the third
quarter.
Right.
They're not gonna have a restriction on it where you can't have drinks after the fourth quarter,
but
after the third quarter.
G, go ahead. You already know how they get. So what's up, bud, pal? Give him a drink. He's with me,
but give him one on me.
Let me shut up. Go ahead. Be quiet.
All right. So this second story comes from the soccer world. Now in soccer, there are different tiers for the country. Like in America, we have the NBA and then we have the G League, right? But in other countries where they have the soccer league, there's an NBA, there's a G League, and then there's a Pee Wee, and then all the local janitors have a soccer team. It'll be something like that. So this in Catalonia in Spain, their third division, which is in Spain's 7th tier of soccer. So
Jeez.
That's how serious this is.
Soccer big outside of the United States.
Yeah, so that's
it's actually football.
Basically, you have a 7th league that people are trying to move their way up. But when the team wins, you can move up in division, or move up to the next league. If you have a good enough team. So this team, which is called Esportiu Yanka, they won their division. So they won. They were promoted. They were in the 3rd division. They're moving up to the 2nd division. And so for the team to celebrate moving up, one of the club's board members arranged for a stripper to come to their locker room and perform for them. Okay. There is video of it. I'm not going to show it on Facebook Live here, but
you know what? Where? Because I want to make sure my son will watch it. Where is it?
He's probably listening. So.
Well, I'll still, at least I'll know just where is it. No,
We'll talk about that off air.
But go ahead to that.
So to give a description, the stripper was dressed as Catwoman. I guess the thing that was weird to me is that this is a 7th tier Spanish league, their 3rd division. So the facilities aren't going to be as pristine.
Right.
So this looks like a high school locker room with the tile floors. And they just played a game. So, and I don't know what the weather was like, but it's probably a dirty floor.
1,000 degrees outside.
Yeah, and probably inside too. So she's dancing on the floor, and the floor looks just totally dirty.
Wait, are you watching it now?
No, I'm not. I'm not watching it right now.
About to say,
kind of looking a little.
But like the picture, there's a picture I've seen. Like this doesn't seem safe. I feel like there's a staph infection in the future of some of the people in that room.
Can you put a picture up of the room? Or is that?
Not an empty room.
Not without.
Not an empty room.
Not without.
So,
what do you think of this being the team's prize? Hey, you made it up to the next level. Here's a stripper.
Hey, that's great.
Nah.
So what you want?
Nah.
What you want?
I don't know.
So you want to do a parade instead?
Nah, I don't know, but I can go get my own stripper.
You gotta understand, if you're married,
I can go get my own stripper.
Nah, you talking like a single man right now, and you on the radio talking like that. So you can say that, but I'm just saying that's. Wait, how did she look, G?
Not just that, it was one stripper.
No,
and it was one stripper.
It was just one.
So are you sure
for a whole soccer team?
Wait, yeah. That's bananas. That's no. I'm not question. That's crazy. Are you sure they were in Spain or were they in Jazzy Tees?
It says Spain.
See, if you gonna give me a strip, we need to go.
It says Spain.
Hey, that sound like Jazzy Tees right now.
If it's a soccer club, you gonna give me a strip. We need to go to Magic City V Live. Honest, we need to rip this joint out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, it sounds like shout out to Jazzy Tees, but it sounds like Jazzy Tees. Yeah, that's wow. One stripper, 500 dudes. You know the staff people like involved too.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm part of this.
She probably made plenty of money, huh?
No, they probably.
I don't know.
Tier.
Well, no, because we talking about the bathroom. Forget I said that.
Like it couldn't have been like, hey, let's take everyone to the strip club.
Right. Like
let's bring the stripper here to this dirty locker room.
Like Atlanta United, shout out to them. They Like, now it wasn't the team, but as far as like the owners, all right, we taking y'all, but the players are like, yo, let's go with that was dope with the trophy and everything. And
they also in the strip capital of the world.
Yeah. So, but
nah,
that's crazy.
No, you said you want it.
No,
you want it. Did you say you want it?
I didn't realize there was one.
You want her. You want her little filthy self.
Was she probably 43, 45 years old?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Bruh.
All the things say when things come out and say, listen to the beat drop.
That's just not. That's not.
Listen to the beat drop.
If okay, we can't.
We can't go deep into it.
Yeah, them 43-year-old strippers.
Listen to the beat drop.
Stupid, man. All right, man, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
CJ Edwards with the Chicago Cubs, known as Carl Edwards Jr. I am now on the three-point conversion. Holla at your boy.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Yo, you chilling with the 3-point conversion sports line. It's Chad Johnson.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Yeah, if y'all look at that picture, she looks like she dancing at a lunchroom cafeteria.
On the real, in the flow, sweating.
Fourth graders, like after lunch,
and they all sitting next to each other with their hands on their knees.
Like,
with no, I think they didn't have shirts on either. They just sitting there.
They
it was after a game. It was after the game.
But they don't look comfortable.
They look very uncomfortable. They like a kid in the strip club.
Like when she walked in, it was okay. When she got on the floor, no,
don't get on the floor. No.
All right. So MLB baseball time. This might not be the most popular sport. Forget y'all.
I love it.
Baseball has been
good
this year.
Watch 9 innings straight.
It's good this year. And, man, I guess, first of all, before we get into what's going on in baseball, they talked about it last week, the Riley kid for Atlanta. He just keep showing up. He looks like he's the real deal. He's hot. And like some people have been saying, why not move him to cleanup? Like why is he?
That might be too much too fast. I mean, he just got here, but now
he's
hot right
though.
now. But
he's hot. G. Why? I mean,
I think you got to consider how that players are hit where they are in the lineup to protect the best hitters.
Right.
So, but with someone who is I don't know where he's been batting more consistently, but I don't think you should just move him to an important spot just because he's hot, because that might change what kind of pitches he'll get.
Oh, it's definitely going to change what kind of pitches you get.
But
where's he batting now?
But he's hot.
But he's hot.
He's been.
But he's hot.
Oh, it's
like Hansel.
6, 7. But I'm saying, man, this dude is hitting grand slams. He's getting RBIs. or RBI.
He's batting sixth.
I would try one game to see what he does.
The thing is,
put
like,
him third or fourth, he's not going to get anything to hit. The way he's hit.
Yeah, consider that he's like with rookies that can start off hot and come in. Like, pitchers don't know much about them, and you're not going to have a whole lot of tape on them. But now you move him to an important spot and expecting him to produce.
Drop off a cliff.
Exactly.
But do you? I would try it.
I think
I'm not saying
he should stay where he is.
I'm not saying do it and keep it permanently. Just let's try it. One game. Let's try it.
356, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs. So this is the kid that got 7 home runs in 14 games.
Yeah.
That's like a modern day record.
I forgot you've been out of town. I'm like, I forgot you was out of town.
Yeah.
This guy is
in the live era. First most home runs in 14 games in the live era.
He's balling, man.
Yeah, still no. Look who
I would try it.
Look who is playing. Look who's batting third in cleanup. Freeman and Donaldson.
Donaldson number 4. My point.
Right, the cleanup.
I don't know, but this
7 home runs, 22 RBIs. He got an eye. Donaldson's a former MVP,
and he's playing like a former MVP. Yeah, he's playing exactly like a former MVP.
He didn't play last year. He didn't ball out last year.
At the end, is he balling this year though?
Batting 262, 7 home runs.
Can I get a stop at G for saying that?
So, how many games are we in? What's their record? So, how many games are we in?
Stop it. No, let's count the home runs he's hitting for 14 games. Let's do that.
No, let's go again to how many games there is. There's 57 games, right?
And he had 7 home runs.
Right. So multiply that times 3. That takes it to 21. And let's say he gets hot. That's easily 30 home runs. So you're talking about a kid that nobody has no tape on playing 14 games and he got a hot streak and you think that this is going to keep up? You think he's going to have 100 home runs?
No. My point is, what I'm saying is, you're saying, maybe I'm misunderstanding, because you're saying Donaldson should stay at number 4.
He should stay where he is.
Why? He had 7 home runs in 50 games. You just said that. This kid had 7 home runs in 14 games.
Because do you know why? Like G said, nobody has no tape on him. You put him in 4th, he's not going to do anything.
They still don't have tape on him.
All right.
Like, they won't get tape on him.
So what you think finna happen? You think he finna continue up this pace?
My point is, let's see.
Like we saw this
after
before.
14 games?
We talked about this last week with Jason Hayward and Jeff Francoeur. These are former Braves who, like, they came in and they started off hot.
But not hot like this.
Nobody started out hot like this.
But my point is, Francoeur was pretty. You was like, oh, this kid is good. Hayward had 20-some home runs that year. But it was like, this kid is good. What this kid is doing, this is something that you're like, okay, this kid is special, not good. So my thing is, because you want to see, you got to find out somewhere, somehow. Because it'll help you. It might help you win games because your bullpen sucks.
So he's not helping winning games right now?
No, they're losing. He's doing stuff when they're losing. He had a grand slam, but if you're hitting home runs and no one's on base, what I'm saying is, first of all, it'll protect Freeman now because Freeman will get on base. It'll protect who's batting second, whoever's batting second. Even you put Donald now, Donald might get better pitches now.
Swanson's batting second.
Yeah, and Donaldson might get better pitches now because he's 5th. So I'm saying, try this. I'm not saying do it for the rest of the season. He's a lock. Try it 1 game or 2 games, a series, just to see what happens. If he produces, you have something. If he doesn't, it's 2 games. That's all I'm saying. But Donaldson, his stats have equaled up or surpassed Donaldson, who's played 50-some odd games, and this kid has played 14. Why not? And then you can protect Freeman. Freeman might get hot now because now you're worried about the kid. I'm just saying. But let's go down this list. I think they should explore it at least, or think about it, talk about it, which they probably have, knowing them, because it's something to talk about. And I get your points, but it is something to talk about. They've had to talk about this. If they haven't, that's why they don't have a bullpen. But anyway, the AL East, you have the Yankees on top of that division, 37-19. Man, And they're doing this with all these injuries.
Yeah, they got a lot of injuries too, and it's not as if Boston is right there, 8.5 out.
Nah. Now Tampa Bay,
a game and a half out.
Yeah, so they kept it up, even though they have 20 people at the games, but
I think it'd be 22. It'd be like 22.
But hey, I'll take it.
Minnesota away with it.
So Minnesota right now, they're.
But even to that, like I was saying earlier, the White Sox are balling, man. They're one game under 500. They're on a 5-game win streak, 73 in their last 10. And this wasn't expected. This wasn't supposed to be. This was supposed to be another.
Okay. Right.
Rebuild. One more year before they're contending.
Because I was about to say something that we need to test him right now. Because first he compared Donaldson stats with what's the name. Then I thought you were just saying like they're balling. I'm like White Sox, but I heard what you're saying because they won 5 in a row and they weren't expected.
Yeah. Where you coming from? I'm saying.
Yeah, because they right.
And they just almost swept. They won 3 out of 4 in Cleveland or something like that.
Yeah. So.
But you know how it is with I think like lately the past few years with the Central. There's only one team allowed to be good.
That's the rule.
That's the rule. That's
the rule. And the AL West.
And Minnesota is killing it, though. They're 38-18.
Yeah.
The best record in the league.
Houston, they're up 8.5 games, on Texas right now. They're 38-20. And the NL East, this is the division that's pretty close. Philadelphia's 33-24. They're number one. They're at the top of the division, I should say. Atlanta's 3 games back, and then the Mets are 5 games back of Philly.
That's a surprise. They're still right there, huh?
Yeah, it is a surprise. The Cubs have been slipping. They're still on top. They're 31-24. Milwaukee has caught up, and they're 32-26. They're a half game back, and Pittsburgh and St. Louis are 3.5 games back. So this, and Cincinnati's 5. I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything, but still, it's a very close division. We deem this as the best division.
Tightest division,
tightest division in baseball. And then the NL West, you have the Dodgers at 39-19. Man, them dudes right there. Whew.
Yeah, but they don't like.
I don't know.
Playoffs. It seems
right. Playoffs, they don't do anything, but they're balling. San Diego is 8.5 games back. I want to ask you though, with Chapman. We hadn't heard, what's his name, G? Aroldis Chapman. He hadn't done anything since.
Since what?
He left Chicago.
He got 16 saves and 17 opportunities this year. They batting 171.
So why they not? So maybe he's not.
His ERA is 1.59.
So he's balling because for a while he hadn't.
Yeah.
He was quiet. Even last year, I don't think he did as well. But
I think last year was a little.
Do you think it was because of the Cubs, of what they did in the World Series? Remember they tried to pitch him 8 innings in the last game of the series and try to sabotage the World Series?
Hey, look, we needed that up out of him.
Because we knew it was a 1 year. Cubs knew it was a 1 year deal. It was like.
Well, last year he had 34 saves. It was the year before that it was kind of because he had 22 saves.
But what did he have? What did he have with the Cubs, and what did he have the year before that?
The year with the Cubs, it was 2 teams. He had 36. The year before that, 33, 36, 38. So it was really that 2017 was kind of
iffy.
Yeah. But he only had 22. He had 22 saves out of 26 opportunities.
Right.
So he didn't have as many opportunities. So it's not that he's not there.
And I know we got to go, but why do you think?
His ERA was high, though.
Yeah, it was high. So the buzz, his ERA, is it like?
I think what I think it is it's so much other things going on in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many, like Bryce Harper, right? You got to see what Machado's doing. Like the kids you was just talking about. It's so many other things that's going on. People not even really talking about the Yankees because the Astros are killing it. Because the Dodgers are killing it. Like. They're not really being talked about. So I think that's the bigger thing. Like, if they were blowing it out the water, then every highlight would be Aroldis Chapman. Maybe he's also not throwing 102 miles an hour no more.
I think
velocity went down a little but he's still doing his thing. It's not the and it's another thing with the Russell Westbrook triple double. Mm-hmm. You're used to it. It's Aroldis Chapman. Do you want to hear that again? No, you want to hear about why? What's the Kimbrel hasn't got signed? You want him to? He's the hottest thing out, right?
All right, we'll see what happens, man. He has 16 saves, so he's doing his thing. Yankees are winning. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with Ask a Doc. Keep it locked.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It is good to be back with you all. Good to be talking once again on the radio. And it is good to talk to a dear friend of ours.
Not a friend, he family.
Well, family, yeah, you're right. He family, but you got to say it on the radio. But we're going to say that.
Okay, all right.
We're talking to fam, my man, Dr. Donnie Fowler III, orthopedic from Ortho Atlanta. How you doing, sir?
What's up, guys? I'm in Naples, Florida, so it could be worse right now. So all good on my end. How you guys doing?
Man, it's good here, too. You definitely doing good in being in Florida right now.
Right. Just make
it's technically work, but, there's worse places to work than on the beach in Florida.
Just make sure you be good. So, Doc, NBA Finals are here. We saw in Game 1 where the Toronto Raptors shocked most of the world, I guess. I don't know why they were shocked, but shocked most of the world, or NBA world, with a win. Somebody even called it an upset. How in the world you call it an upset in a series? But anyway, don't get me started. That should deserve to stop it. But now we're hearing chatter about KD returning. They're saying more than likely it will be Game 4. I mean, we've heard this the last 2 rounds, but they're saying likely Game 4. With his type of injury, we saw him actually shooting around. Does he have a chance to be effective if he comes back?
Yeah, I think he will be effective in a way, maybe in 2 parts. I mean, I think he will certainly give them some production. Do I think he's going to be, 30 points a game? No. I think he will certainly be able to contribute in the minutes he's out there. I think they'll limit him in that regard. I also think in a way he'll be effective almost in kind of distracting the Raptors a little bit, in the sense that they don't know how much they're going to have to pay attention to him. So I think they might end up being a little confused or having to switch around, kind of figuring out what kind of defense they're going to play, depending on how the Warriors are really utilizing him. So I think strategically, he like almost like as a pawn, he might. It's crazy to think of Kevin Durant as a pawn, but I almost feel like he's going to be somewhat effective in that way, with the Raptors not quite knowing what to expect when he's out there. So.
All right. And real quick, he also said that Steve Kerr came out and said that he's going to be he has no limits if he comes back. When he comes back, he's not going to put a limit
on the minutes.
Yeah, on the minutes at all.
Like, how is that possible?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think, like I said, it's not like a pitcher on a pitch count kind of thing where it's something like that. But I still think there's a difference between, truly being in like game shape and conditioning, no matter what he's kind of ramping up to in practice without restriction. So I think he will fatigue faster. That's going to kind of force him to, play less minutes than he probably had been prior to that injury. So,
yeah. Now we've seen there's a certain analyst that kind of hates Kawhi, right? And he's saying that there's always injuries, there's always something for Kawhi, right?
Hey, let's just skip to the next question. No, but go ahead.
But can you tell us how the tendonitis affects Kawhi's play, and also a little bit? Can you go in a little bit about maybe Iggy's calf issue, and do you think he's going to be able to continue on with it?
Yeah, I mean, so Kawhi first, I think a lot of it even stems back. Obviously, he had that strain or tendonitis when he was at the Spurs, and essentially ended up sitting out the whole season, even though there was debating opinions on if he was ready to come back, and teammates felt like, yeah, he was just walking out on him or didn't care kind of thing. So I think some of it may go back to that, and then you kind of bring in what's kind of gone on this year. They've had to rest him on back-to-back games like they did during the regular season. So, I mean, I think it's a real thing for him. I don't think, those couple games ago when you saw him out there limping in the Eastern Conference Finals, I don't think that was him putting on a show. I think it's real. I mean, I think he knows his body better than anyone else on the outside, so you just got to be smart with him as best they can. I mean, he didn't even have, in my opinion, that great of a game in Game 1, or did Lowry or any of the other guys, but yet they win, Siakam, some of those other guys. So he doesn't have to be the Kawhi necessarily, I guess, that he was throughout the playoffs so far. It seems like for them to win, as long as the rest of the team continues to play well around him. But and then Iggy, I think, the Warriors have had, KD, Boogie, Iggy. It's kind of rotating through. I think it's, they're going to try to get as many minutes out of each one. We saw Cousins come back the last game. Not that obviously he played that much or did a whole lot. So I think it's tough for the Warriors trying to marry what kind of basketball they're playing with having three guys that are going to be kind of coming in and out of the rotation, not necessarily as effective as they were throughout the season. So,
yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with that. That would be a big loss if they lose him. Then just to get him back in Game 1. So,
they lose him. They're definitely losing.
Yeah, that would be a big loss. And once again, we're here live with Dr. Donnie Fowler III, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. This is on Ask a Doc with Dr. Fowler. And my next question is, I didn't make any statements. I didn't say anything funny. As a matter of fact, on Facebook, when I posted this, someone came in and said, yeah, I'll say it. This guy he deserves it, and whatever he said, I erased it or deleted the comment because I don't want to jinx the Chicago Bears. But the Green Bay Packers coach, Matt LaFleur, tore his Achilles tendon and will be riding around in the cart in 2 weeks. And I hope he recovers quickly. I do. So, but, yeah, for real. Anyway, with this type of injury, they're saying he's going to be riding in the cart. Is it safe for him to do that? We saw, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were old enough, Doc, but we saw with Don Shula, this happened to him. I think he tore his ACL or something like that, and he was riding around. Is this safe on a football field to do this, to be coaching on the cart?
Yeah, well, I mean, in this case, obviously, you're not quite as concerned with performance. Certainly, you don't want him to hurt himself again or have to go through more surgery. But as long as they do a good repair, and my guess is they'll have him initially in probably a protective cast and then a protective boot. I kind of think of that. I think it was the Georgia State coach who hurt himself too, if you remember that, during the NCAA tournament, and then was rolling around. Granted, that's on a basketball sideline on the little scooter. So I think he'll be fine. I find it interesting, and certainly, you're going to hold coaches to a different standard than players who got to be more cautious. But I kind of wonder, like, how some of the Packers players feel seeing coach out goofing around playing basketball. He tears their Achilles. Like, what kind of example that sets for them when they're telling them, "Oh, you guys can't be out there playing basketball or doing anything else." Like, maybe in a way it reassures them that, yeah, we probably shouldn't be out there doing this either. Or on the other hand, maybe they're like, well, coach is out doing, why can't we do it? But I don't know.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one. So initially I was going to ask you about the little girl getting hit with the ball, but there haven't been much reports on her condition. So I actually want to take it to your team, Duke. Cam Reddish recently had core surgery. How does that affect, and they said it affected him throughout the season, how does that affect you when playing basketball, a core injury?
Yeah, I mean, a core injury in any sport, you see it more in baseball more often, I would say, than anything, with kind of more of the kind of trunk rotation that they have, certainly in football, and you do get it in basketball. But I mean, that's a very painful injury. Duke was pretty mum, as far as I could tell, on kind of reporting anything about that throughout the year. But I mean, that's kind of going down into the abdominal area, so any kind of twisting maneuver, let alone just kind of breathing, expanding anything, is going to irritate that. So it is certainly a important thing to get fixed. Most people come back just fine after they've had the surgery, but it does take a couple months to rehab. So
what is like what would be, I guess, like the definition of a core injury? Like, where would it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, so it's kind of a conglomerate of core injury, abdominal, sometimes even the sports hernia is kind of brought into that, what's considered a core injury. But it's kind of your lower abdominal muscles, where obviously your stomach kind of comes into the pelvic area, kind of down in that lower area is typically where they're talking about. So,
okay.
All right. Well, there we have it, sir. Appreciate the knowledge and the information. And once again, this is Dr. Donnie Fowler III, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. And he's also the New York Mets. He's there. What is it called, Doc?
I guess associate Atlanta-based team physician for the New York Mets. But
right. So
when they're in town, I take care of them.
So do that make you a traitor?
A traitor?
No, I'm just kidding.
A traitor to who?
Because he's not a Braves fan, so I guess it does. I'm just messing with you.
Exactly. I'm not a Braves fan, so we're good.
I'm just messing with you, man.
But I got nothing against the Braves.
Right.
Braves,
no. That's why I make sure we say that. But no, man, we appreciate you for coming on again. Stay safe up there or out there, and hopefully you make it back safely. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We will be right back.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life Double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-Point Conversion, where no team or no player is off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
Okay, I was waiting for, I'm like, how long is it going to take? Man, I was waiting for the drop. But anyway, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. This next segment, the hot topic, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. The next segment, What's on My Mind, which to me is still the hot topic because This is where we get to talk about what we want to talk about. And we're not interrupted. It's just what's on our mind. And it's brought to you by Sucker Free Life LLC. Make sure you live your truth for the world to see, because everyone can be sucker free. Purchase your apparel today on Facebook.com/Sucker Free Life LLC. Now, what's on my mind? You know what? I got something that's on my mind. I'm gonna make this quick. We're gonna make this quick because I got something else I want to talk about afterwards, like quickly. So, sometimes you have certain things that make sense. It's so simple that it makes sense. You wonder why, like, I don't understand why they're not doing this, or it's easy. It's like going from, somebody talking about, they want a type of car, or they have to live in a certain type of house, but they don't have a car, they don't have a house. That's simple. So, the WNBA, I don't understand it. I don't understand why they don't get the recognition. I understand it's money type or whatever, and I don't know if it's because of promoting and I don't want to step on any toes, because the 3-point conversion will have a show on the WNBA channel on Dash Radio, Nothing But Net, WNBA station, Nothing But Net station, WNBA channel, doing the show on Atlanta Dream. But, like, we're the only radio show or podcast, whatever, is dedicated to the Dream. But this is supposed to be a professional sport. With the WNBA, I don't understand why. Because you have the names there. Now, this year, a lot of the big names are not playing. Sue Bird is out. Taurasi is hurt. Maya Moore says Scott. All of these people are out. The MVP of the year.
Candace Parker ain't even playing, is she?
No, she's playing.
She is? Oh.
But the MVP of the year,
Brianna Stewart.
Brianna Stewart is not playing. But still, usually, but you have big names. And you can market these names, especially in Atlanta. I don't see, it was like 13 people there at the game last night. And I don't understand why we're not supporting these women, where now they go overseas and play just to make money. I don't get it. It's not right. They're here. Let's support them. Then you want to go in and talk about, we support our women, whether it's our black women or women, men saying this and other women, but you're not supporting, and you're a sports fan. Okay, it might not be as exciting, but still, all I'm saying is, let's support them, man. That's what's on my mind.
It's funny you say that, because you remember we was here earlier, and that thing was playing in the background.
Yeah.
And she said, if you support the women, then you're supporting children. You're supporting them.
Right.
But I do want to touch on that a little bit. It is ridiculous that they get paid like $35,000 a year.
Yeah,
they have to go overseas. A lot of them, if they don't go overseas, they go get a job or they do something. But most of them go overseas because they have to make money.
Right.
And those other countries, those other leagues, they pay more.
Way more. Like the max.
I remember one year they paid Diana Taurasi to not play in the WNBA for a season.
I think she makes 100, and that's the highest. The minimum salary in the NBA is what, $450?
You got one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No. I'm just saying, because we could even just make this just one. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to.
But no rush. But go ahead.
Yeah. So what's on my mind today is first I want to say rest in peace, Bill Buckner. It's pretty sad that he's only remembered for one play. Like one play. There's a lot of people don't know what Bill Buckner done. He's done. Kids like especially probably in Boston. I mean, you see that play everywhere, right? But let's go over a few things. He won a batting title. He went to the All-Star game one time. It's not. I'm not saying he had a Hall of Fame career, right? But there's a few things that do stick out. He's the only player in MLB history that never struck out 3 times in a game. Tony Gwynn's second with 1. Now compare that to Adam Dunn, who struck out 3 times in 173 games. So almost for a season, he stuck out in 173 games. He played for 22 seasons. Finished with 100 OPS or better. 66th all-time in hits, 50th in career at-bats, 149th in career runs batted in, and 153rd in times on base. He went from being the 4th youngest player in the league when he debuted to the 5th oldest when he retired. Right. So he like played like forever, right? He had a great career with the Cubs. I don't think he batted under. I think he batted under 300 one year with the Cubs. I mean, he really gets torn down, and he went through a lot for that one bad play, right? It over trumps everything he did. He had 2,700 hits, 1,200 RBIs. Again, he had great seasons with the Cubs. Seven great years with the Cubs. I just want him to get a little bit better recognition for some of the things he did. He had major MVP votes in like 3 or 4 different seasons. I just want people to kind of get off his back a little bit. I mean, I know, there are things that happen, and he let the ball go through his leg or whatever. But I think I think Leon Durham did something with the Cubs back in the day too, didn't he? It was another Cubs play. But man, he rest in peace, man. And I just think that we need to just look past that and just focus on his whole entire career instead of just one play.
I get that. Hey, I got a quick question with everybody. Anybody's listening, text or whatever. We've been having fun with this. What is your favorite late night BET, TBS, or local TV movie cuss word or cover up cuss word? For instance, when they say, "Hey man, I'm a kick your tail, you jive mother lover." I want y'all to say, what is your favorite? The craziest one you heard?
Well, one like Ab mentioned it. You said "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon" from Die Hard.
Yeah,
and on another version, I heard "Yippee-ki-yay, Melon Farmer."
see. So here's the thing. I would have to go with one of those, or either mine would probably be "Forget You." And the reason I said is because you see their mouth said one thing and then go another. And the reason I said is because I usually turn from those movies because I'm so into the real one, right? And you used to the parts, right? So I'll be like,
"Who is little?"
Yeah.
But not even that. Real quick, I know we gotta go. But real quick, when they saying that, like you said, they forget you. You see their words. Not just that. The guy be like, "Yeah, you know what? Forget you."
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The overdubs are.
That's
terrible.
what I'm saying. It's not just the forget you, right? It's the voice. It don't even be the same voice. It'd be like, "Yeah, we are forget you." You'd be like, "Wait, what? What just happened here?"
We used to watch them just to see,
right? Like watching Friday on VH1 or something, right? You got knocked off.
Right, they just say
out.
something crazy.
It's just, you know what I'm saying.
But, all right, man. All right, when you just having fun. When you hear this music, you already know what it means. It is time to let you go. But before we let you go, we got some flipping words we want to say. Nah, but first of all, I want to thank Almighty God. I want to thank Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. I just thank God for giving us this opportunity, man, giving me this opportunity to do what I love and what I've always dreamed of. Also, I want to thank
you, Raphael.
I want to thank my sponsors, Ortho Atlanta, Seneca's Barbershop, and Sucker Free Life LLC for being sponsors. Also, I want to thank Dr. Fowler for coming on and everybody else who's listening.
Absolutely. I'll thank friends, family, all of our listeners again. I say it all the time. Without you, there is no us. We appreciate you for listening and tuning in every week. Not just here, but also on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere that we do have it, and our website. I'd like to give a special shout out to my Uncle Mark. Happy birthday. It is his birthday today. He out in San Diego, California, laying in the sun, getting it in. Happy birthday, old man. Other than that, everybody have a great weekend. Love, family.
And I also want to thank my beautiful wife, children, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunties, cousins, grandparents, nieces and nephew, and play cousins. I didn't miss anything. Yeah.
No, you couldn't have.
Right. And I want you all.
God kids.
Yeah, God children, all that. Everybody, I want you all to make sure you love family. Let family know that you love them while they're still alive. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Eat good. Hey, till then, man, watch some sports.
Yes, sir.
Next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me?
Yes,
I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Raphael.